To get started programming with MetaQuest 3 and Unity, it really helps to have an understanding of 3D vision and spatial mapping. One of the best resources for that is OpenCV. This page gives an example on how to do camera calibration, pose estimation, epipolar geometry, depth maps, and stereo images. This blog post is an outstanding starting point for one of Meta's latest advancements with the Oculus 3. With the addition of a depth camera, the Quest 3 can now offer ways to interact with your environment. I will be working with the Unity game engine. For that, we need to download Unity and the Unity Hub and one of Unity's builds. Start by downloading the Unity Hub. Once installed, open the Hub and click on Installs, and then Install Editor. You will need one of the versions higher than 2022.3.4. Create an Asset Store account. You will need this later to download the latest packages from Meta. Currently, the Meta XR all-in-one package contains all the required SDKs. Now, let's get familiar with Meta's documentation. This overview page explains how their documentation is set up. Set up a development environment, and headset allows you to get your headset set up to be in the development mode and to build and run applications on it. The MetaQuest Developer Hub is also a useful tool, but I won't be working with that today. It is also important to have a data cable to connect your headset to your PC. Now, some examples. You really want to take a look at the Unity Showcase Samples overview. The one I recommend most is Phanto. Phanto demonstrates the latest scene model APIs and depth APIs. This is one of the APIs that handles the depth camera as discussed in the blog post. Phanto also demonstrates two key programming paradigms. One, the scene model and how it recognizes your scene space, and more importantly, the singleton development model and the event-driven development model. To see the code, you need to download it from GitHub. I just downloaded the zip file, and after unzipping, I used the Unity Hub and add a project from disk. It may warn you about versions. Pick the one that is equal to or newer than 2022.3.4. After opening the project, you want to open the build settings and switch platform to Android. You will notice that this build contains 3 scenes. These are the Phanto program, and if you build and run them, you will get to play Phanto. But that's not all that this particular sample offers. There are additional sample scenes. And those make new development easier. I strongly recommend you look over these example scenes. This can be done by unchecking these 3 scenes here and then adding an open scene, and go into Phanto scenes, features, and here are those example scenes. Here I have loaded the depth occlusion scene and switched platforms to Android. Please note the new menu items: Oculus, Meta, Tools. The important one here is the Oculus Tools Project Setup. This allows you to correct any warnings or errors that occurred while you were working. I strongly recommend you clean these errors up each time. Also, This tool, Graphy, is a really great debugging tool worth putting into your own applications. To open in your, I have Visual Studio installed. To open it up in your chosen editor, go to Assets, Phanto Sample Scripts, and then double click on any of these. Here we'll open up this one, the bouncing Phanto controller, and then inside here you can get to any of them. And this is a good example of how they want you to start doing the event-driven development for their stuff. Hope you found that useful, and let me know if you have any comments or feedback.